Hey guys, Moldran here and I'm finally back. Now, I started streaming on Twitch TV again 2 days ago. We had one legendary competition and the legendary competitions are pretty simple. 3 players farming legendaries for 10, 12 or in this case 8 hours, and at the end of the competition there's a winner and the winner gets all the legendaries from the other 2 people. So for example, if the winner gets 30 legendary and the other 2 people get 25 each, then the winner is gonna get the 50 legendaries from the other 2 people. Now usually it goes pretty well, then the winner decides to either identify them or give them away to the viewers, but you know, the last competition we had, something went wrong. Check it out. Start dropping them. It's on the ground. Weapons on the top and the others on the...
Oh, what?
A white got DDoSed while all the legendaries were on the ground.
Oh my god.
Did you drop anything
Seriously?
good?
No.
Well, bye bye Manticore, Echoing Fury and Wong Kim Lao and all the other legendaries on the ground. So what was the problem in this case? Now if you're a streamer and if you grow in popularity, the good things are you have many viewers, you also get a fan base, you have fans. But the bad side of streaming is you also get haters. And those haters are gonna try everything to make you suffer or damage your stream somehow. And in this case, they were waiting for the exactly right moment. Like when all the legendaries were on the ground and the Void was the leader of the game. And then they took this opportunity to DDoS him and destroy all the legendaries. And we will never get to know now how good they would have been and so on. They are lost now. Now, I had similar problems when I started streaming. Like after 1 or 2 months, I had the first problems with DDoS attacks, usually in the middle of a run back then. And, you know, I was lucky enough that I had some people that were helping me, that told me, or I had some viewers that were network administrators and gave me some tips on how to prevent DDoS and how to increase the safety level of me. I don't think you can prevent it 100%, but you can try your best to make it much harder for the people that want to DDoS you. So how does DDoSing work? Basically, someone gets access to a number of computers, and those number of computers are sending packages or requests to one server computer, which for example is my computer, and they try to take it down so the internet connection temporarily goes offline because it can't take the number of packages or requests coming. And for a DDoS attack to happen, all the DDoSers need is the IP of the target computer. So for example, if I'm in the internet with my IP address, if the DDoSer finds out my IP address, he's able to take down my internet connection. So what are the 3 most common ways if you're a streamer? How are other people getting your IP? Now the most common way by far is through Skype. If you have a Skype username, for example, your user ID is Barbarian King, and someone knows that your user ID is Barbarian King, he can just search for Barbarian King and he can immediately request your IP. He doesn't even need to send you a friend request or doesn't even need to get in contact with you. He can simply get it by knowing your Skype username. Pretty simple stuff. Now many people, for example, they use on Skype the same username as their Twitch TV name or as their battle deck, and that makes it really easy for the DDoSers to get the IP of someone. The second way is through the Twitch TV chat. That's a more advanced way. It's not that easy, but still some people can, if you write something in the chat, they can get your IP. So for example, if I write something in the chat, like I post a poll, then usually it only takes like 1 or 2 minutes and I'm DDoSed. And their third ways are either through, or that's I think how Avoid told me that he got DDoSed. He said he clicked on a link in his chat and then it was either he got access to a website and the website's owner got his IPs, or he got a virus and the virus like directed his IP address to whoever sent him that virus. And that's also important that whenever you go to some websites, now I come from the World of Warcraft scene, there was a website called Arena Junkies where all the high-rated players were posting, and suddenly like many of the high-rated teams were getting DDoS in the middle of matches. And one of the reasons was because some moderators of the website were taking the IP addresses from registered users. For example, if I post something there, they can see my IP. And then when they played against me, they would DDoS me. Didn't happen for me personally, but I know many other people that got DDoS that way. And yeah, so what can you do as a streamer to prevent this? Or what can you do in general to prevent this? Now you need to hide your IP the best way possible. Usually that's done with a proxy. So for example, I still use Skype because I need to use it for communication with my friends and so on. So I still use it also for business contacts, but I proxy my IP with Skype. So if someone gets my Skype IP, then he only gets the IP from my proxy. And that often happens if my proxy gets DDoS. I know, okay, someone DDoSed me, but he only DDoSed my proxy and my game and my stream are still running. The same should be done with your browser. Whenever you access a website, you should do it with a proxy. Also, when you log on Twitch TV and post in the chat, you should do it with a proxy if you're streaming. And two simple programs that I use, they work well for me, but of course there are many others, but I'm still gonna show you them. The first is a proxy, or you need a large number of proxies because people usually DDoS your proxy, and then if you want to use your Skype again, you either need to restart it or better use a new proxy. So for example, you can go to the website hidemyass.com. They also offer a VPN service, which was also something that I used in the start, but then it was laggy sometimes, and for me it was personally better to just use normal proxies. So for example, you can go here, then port for Skype I usually use 3128, protocol HTTPS, anonymity level of course the highest, same with speed, it needs to be fast, and connection time also needs to be fast. Planet name is not really needed, and then you go to update results. And here you can see a big number of proxies. I basically use anything, like I've had success with proxies from Indonesia, also with proxies from China. They usually work pretty well, but here it's like kind of like trial and error because some of those proxies won't work, so we really need to try to find one. Now if I use a Chinese proxy, I get 200 ms ping usually, which is still okay, but if I use a European one, of course the ping is only 50. And yeah, that's the proxy or proxy list. And the second thing you should have is the program Proxifier. With the program Proxifier, you can proxy certain programs. For example, I proxy my browser, I proxy my Skype and a few other things. And for example, Proxifier, what it does, if you proxy your Skype, if your proxy gets DDoSed or crashes or whatever, then Proxifier makes sure that your system doesn't like log onto Skype without a proxy. So my proxy is either online with the proxy, my Skype is either online with the proxy or it's offline. So if someone knows my Skype ID, he's never going to be able to get my real IP. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the knowledge I have on those topics. DDoSing is like the worst thing for streamers. Even people like Riparian had the problem, and even a fiend got DDoSed while he was streaming for charity, while he was saving kids in Africa. And even that didn't stop the people to DDoS him, which is pretty sad. But yeah, I hope in future we can prevent most of those disconnects and DDoS. And maybe if someone of you starts streaming, you think at these things once you start to get a big viewer base and also those haters. Thanks for watching, I'll be back.